Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Turmato, and once again, my name is Julio Rivero. On this episode, it's going to be another exciting story that will be shared with us. A good friend of mine, Toby, traveled Spain, of course using an adventure bike, and he's going to share his story with us today. And by the way, you can expect more of videos like this where I interview people who traveled different places, and the goal is to share the stories with you. And this is a long overdue interview, but we finally found some time to do it, so here it goes. Stay tuned.
My name is Touie de Rosas. I started riding in 2004. I think I started because of my dad. My dad actually was the one who introduced riding to me. He rode, I think, back in the 80s pa, but had a bad accident. That's why nag-hiatus siya. But found interest in riding again in 2003, I think. Yeah. I borrowed one of his dirt bikes, KLX 125 or something like that. One day, natuto ako in one day. And then the second day, I rode the CB750 na.
Hola, I'm Gabriela Ortega. You can call me Gabby. I'm Touie's official bike rider, or OBR. I was born and raised in Spain. I grew up in Barcelona, actually in a town near Barcelona. And I moved here in the Philippines back in 2016. After that, I'm working here as an architect and also in renewable energy for solar energy as well. Yes. We traveled around the north of Spain, all the way to France. Last January, it was January. We were in Spain December to January, but the trip was during January.
First, the plan was to just rent the motorcycle for maximum of 2 days. Just tour the scenic spots in Spain.
Well, Toby was dreaming already, asking me, "Do you think we can rent a bike there?" And I said, "We're just traveling to Spain." But you think maybe just a weekend lang? And I said, "Well, we can check. I could see the excitement. I could see how much he wanted to experience riding in Europe.
I was lucky enough that they had the R1250 RT in stock. So I think that's a 2021 model.
And when we were there, he kept checking websites, and he really wanted sana an RT. It was a bit hard, not all of them offered it, and good enough we found Pau Travel Moto.
Pau is the name of the owner. Very nice guy. Made us feel like family. He gave us a good rate, good package also, including the helmets and stuff like that. Very nice.
The good thing that I speak the language, it was that they can help me, and I explained the situation that we ride the same motorbike in the Philippines. So they were saying that actually it was not available because they were planning to get rid of it, sell it na, kasi they wanted to get other bikes. I said, let us rent it for one more time. So I think we were the last ones to rent the motorbike.
Why the RT? I think kasi it's very balanced. You can do touring, you can do one-up riding. You can chase criminals on it. Even if you feel like it looks like a jet ski, but it's pretty fast and very stable. So I like the fact that it has a huge windshield in front of my face. Kasi I enjoy listening to music while riding. As compared to other riders, they enjoy the exhaust. So sa kanila is more of the wind in their face, the exhaust. Fast forward to January, we were supposed to head back to the Philippines. And the Philippine government decided to put Spain on the red list along with other countries. Well, I'll be honest with you, I needed to be back for the business, but I was actually happy that I could extend. Immediately, I already said, okay, let's do a second leg and rent the same bike and do the whole, Spain to France trip.
So what bike did you choose?
We started in Barcelona. That's where we were able to find the RT that we rented. And then we went north. That's the north of Catalonia. It took us 2 days. So first we went from, it's very beautiful, Tossa de Mar to San Feliu de Guíxols.
It's a very famous twisty road containing 200 turns, hairpins, something like that. Very scenic.
We stayed in a hotel in Cap Roig, very beautiful, that you can open the room, the windows, and you can see the vastness of the sea because it's really like that. You turn right to left and it's all sea. You're at the edge of the country.
I would say it's about, maybe one way is a 1,300 kilometers, something like that. Yun, we stopped there first before heading towards France.
Next day, we continued going north, passing by Cadaqués. Cadaqués is the town of the famous Catalan artist Dalí. I don't know if you watch Money Heist, they were wearing masks of Dalí. That is Dalí. And then from Dalí, we ended in Cap de Creus.
Cap de Creus is known to be the end of the world. So you get to see like unlimited, like the sea and the cliff, or the ocean. Tapos with the bike as the foreground, so it's very beautiful. I got to take nice photos there, parang with the sunset, saktong-sakto yung timing.
Then day 2, we decided to go all the way south of Catalonia and visit Tarragona. We just discovered there a bridge, and we were like saying, ganda, ganda, let's take pictures here. And after researching, we discovered that it's a very, very old historical bridge, Pont del Diable. It's the Devil's Bridge. And then after they announced that Spain was one of the red list countries and we had to extend our stay in Spain, then that is when Toby kept saying, can we rent maybe for almost a week? And I said, no, that's too much. 5 days. And he kept sana. And then we were starting to plan a route, going to France to see where the Tour de France passes. So that was the second leg. We went also from Barcelona all the way to France, in La Runs. And then from there, all of the areas of the Tour de France. I'm not so familiar with that area. And then after that, we passed to Lourdes. And because it's pandemic, there was nobody. So it's very unique. It was all very unique because I think we experienced very touristic places with nobody there. We were able to take pictures that looked like postcards. And then from there, we had the problem of the avalanche, and then we had to stay one more night. Next day, we just rode back from Carcassonne to Barcelona and returned the bike.
Thinking about it, going back, did you learn anything from it?
Oh man, the lesson that I learned is you really should spend money on experiences rather than material things. And that for me, that was one heck of an experience. See, I have a bike group besides you guys, the Illustrados. Buying bikes left and right, upgrading exhaust, buying all these things. I mean, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite now. I'm not buying bikes also, but that made me think more of life na parang, what are you gonna do with several bikes in the same country here, and then see the exact same places that you've been to, versus you rent a bike abroad and just explore the unknown. Turn on your GPS and just put the destination and then enjoy the whole journey.
Yeah.
That for me, you can't replace that with anything, really.
I agree.
So that was one good lesson for me.
It was a bit out of my comfort zone, and I felt a bit of pressure as well because I'm the local pa. Well, I'm very glad that we share this passion. I have to say that he rides and I'm at the back, and I'm very glad that we discovered that we both enjoy riding together very much. And I'm very glad that we did that, that we had that experience last January, and we got to explore in a way that we never would have thought of, and it's an experience that I will never forget.
You'd be surprised. I mean, it's not exactly cheap. People, I think it's general knowledge that traveling is not cheap. But it can be way cheaper than what you think. There are companies that offer tours, yung guided tours. And I've heard yung mga coming from here in the Philippines, parang they spend north of 5,000 euros. And that's 250, 300,000 pesos. But I'll break it down to you a little bit. I can't go into detail because I might not remember the specific stuff. My ticket back and forth, kasi we booked way in advance, siguro was 35,000 pesos, something like that, Spain. The total rental of the bike, 700 euros, I would say another 30. So that's what, 65, something like that. Maybe gasoline, another 10, something like that, 10,000 pesos. Not even, it didn't reach 100. If we're talking strictly about
Just,
airfare and motorcycle experience, food here in the Philippines actually became more expensive than in Europe, especially if you go to BGC. Like you eat in mga like let's say La Picara or whatever, the Spanish food compared to local, Spanish food in Spain, layo ng presyo. For example, you have connections in Europe, you know somebody who has a bike, you save that 700 euros, and then you're down to 35,000 airfare na lang. Diba? So it can be really cheap and parang iba yung i-return sa'yo na feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I will do it again. I've learned many things. Now that I've learned from it, there are some things that I would change, but I would definitely do it again because it's a great experience.
I think travel companies might hate me for this, but if you ask me if I would do it again, I would, without anyone accompanying me. Kasi half of the fun is really getting lost.
Yeah.
It's really different. It's the adventure, exactly. It's different when somebody's leading you and telling you that this is ganito, this is ganyan. Wherein you can just get off your bike and go to it, and you're like, what is that? And you have a smartphone anyway. So, di ba, i-research mo na lang what it is. Or use Google Lens. Di ba? And the Google Lens will tell you what it is. And there's a different type of satisfaction. Yun.
Talk a little bit about the RT. So,
Yeah.
That's your bike. This is not the one that you used there.
Well, this is an R1200 RT, but this is 10 years old. It's a 2012 model. The one I used in Spain was a 2021 1250 na. But essentially the same platform. Mas malakas lang yung power nun. Tapos TFT. And then you've got, creature comforts like mga dynamic pro mode and all that stuff na ito very raw. Meron din ESA, but it's the first generation. Sorry, ESA is electronic suspension adjustment. I've ridden the GS for 10 years. Then the moment I hopped on this bike, this is really for me. Kasi this one is really a road bike. Like this one is terrible off-road. Kaya capable, yes. Pero the moment I hear the fairings, clapping with each other, it bothers me, and parang I feel like my bike's breaking down. So I think that's why some people think it looks like a spaceship. Some people think, it's a jet ski. So hindi siya attractive to most. But to me, kasi I love the police force, the police bikes, and I love how it handles. People are surprised seeing the size of this bike, being able to do figure eights and very, very tight corners, and they think, wow, galing ni Touie. Pero honestly, 50% or more of that really is because of the machine. It's very easy to handle, yeah. I recently acquired the K1200S. Sa tagal ko na nagra-ride, people always tell me to ride my age. So, parang they're like, why are you riding that bike for old hogs? So, parang sabi ko, sige, while I'm still young, while my back can still handle it, I'm only 34, kumuha na ako ng sport touring. Hindi ko pa rin malunok yung pure sport bike. So, sport touring, anyway, the K1200S was a dream bike for me naman when I was a kid. So, I got it for a good deal from a guy I met on Marketplace sa Facebook. And I have a KTM 625, which is currently being restored. Again, a Supermoto. Yeah, Supermoto. And I think same reason, yung parang while I'm still young, super uncomfortable but crazy fast. You can do wheelies with it and stuff. And I share a couple of bikes also with my dad. CB1300 Honda, which is also a police bike. And then the GS that I rode for a long time. And there's a CRF 250 for trails. Pero that my dad uses that just to go up, Sierra Madre. Parang if he feels like he wants to bring a light bike, that's what he brings. I started this 3 years ago with my partner Eric. Shout out kay Eric, Tito Moto. We started Detail Manila in my house in Pasig. Garage lang siya, 1 car at a time. It was literally the both of us detailing because that was our passion. So we were doing it on the side. I had a lot of fun, pero after 6 months, I got sick kasi nakakapagod din pala to be doing manual labor every day. And having to answer inquiries kasi people want to have their cars detailed, ganyan. Fast forward to today, we're here in Makati. And I have a shop that can accommodate pretty much 4 to 5 cars simultaneously. We're also able to do paint jobs, collision repairs, and medyo nag-extend na yung services. Got a bit busier, but we have a lot of manpower na. It unfolded to become, a business talaga, not a hobby anymore. And the best part of my job is when the client comes to me to pick up their car, is seeing their big smile. Iba talaga. It's parang minsan, konti na lang sabihin ko, kahit wag ka na magbayad, just show me your smile, you know? It gives me goosebumps all the time.
Thank you for watching, guys! We hope you liked our story. This is Iturmoto,
telling you to ride free, ride safe, and ride anywhere. Cheers!